Hi everybody, I'm Bonita from Pennies to Dollars, and today we are going to talk about sorting and selling some of our belongings as we declutter or as we decide that we don't want some things anymore. And I was asked to do this video to go over some of the things that I've learned from selling online on eBay. So I hope you will enjoy this video as we sort and we decide what to sell, what to donate, and what to keep. I hope you will stick around. So one of the things that I learned from Shoestring Jane was to post consistently. Now, I don't know that I post consistently, but I do post regularly. And I did start out having about 25 items on eBay. I have since raised it to 50. I really don't want to store much more than that. And I have an area that I have allocated to storing things that are on sale. Now, I've watched some other people on YouTube that have an entire room of things they're reselling. They have them cataloged. They have drawers that things are in and they have them labeled. I am not willing to go to that extent. I am in the process of decluttering in middle age, and I want to get some money for some things that I think are worth my time to sell. I donate a ton of stuff, and sometimes I have to throw some items away. But I've gone through most of the things that I wanted to throw away. Now I'm down to sorting things for either donation or for sale, or are they things I really want to keep? And so I'm going to show you some of those collections today as I'm going through them. The second thing is I learned how to pause the things that I had on sale this year on eBay for the first time. Before, when I was going to Texas in the wintertime, I would take everything down, and then when I came back, I would repost it. Well, that's when I had about 20 items. When I had a short job at the state fair that was seasonal this year in retirement, I thought, man, I don't want to take all that down and put it back up. And so I learned how to put it on pause. I didn't even realize eBay had that option, but they do. And putting it on pause does not mess up your algorithm of your items being pushed out. Posting regularly does affect your algorithm, and taking things down and then putting stuff back up later does also affect your algorithm. But I found when I paused things that when they automatically reposted after my short job, they were not really being seen. They were not really being pushed out. But it says that doesn't affect your algorithm. Now I've started selling things again. But since I was staying in my camper and driving back and forth and working at the state fair, I did not have those items with me. And when I went to Texas, I did not have those items with me, and I was not going to take them and ship them from there. So that is a couple of the things that I have learned just this year. The third thing is if you have postings that have been up there like 60 to 90 days and they are considered stale, they're not really being seen, they're not really being pushed out, to go in and edit them. You can edit the title, you can edit pictures, you can go in and change the shipping. And I did that a little bit this year, and I'm testing that out right now, where I was having the buyers pay the shipping, but on a few items, I actually raised the price and then put free shipping. And now those items are being seen and people are looking at them closer. And as I started thinking about that, I thought, you know, when I buy items, a lot of times I look for free shipping rather than calculating what it's going to cost plus how much it's going to cost me to ship it. Sometimes if you just know there's that flat amount, it's more enticing. So I've raised the prices on some things and put free shipping, and now they're getting some traction. The next tip is on pricing items. Now, I just touched on that with the free shipping. You might want to raise your price, but eBay will give you suggested prices, or you can search for the items to kind of see what they're selling for. But eBay will suggest and tell you about the low, the median, and the high range for the items that you are selling. And it gives you a really good idea how to price them. If you are going to pay shipping yourself, you want to take that into consideration. If you're going to have the person pay shipping, make sure the weight is about as accurate as you can get it, in the dimensions are accurate as well, so that eBay can give a better estimate of what your shipping could be. Now, it is not always going to be correct, and you can buy your shipping from eBay and get a discount, but I'm always worried that I don't have the weight quite right. So a lot of times I just go to the post office and have it weighed anyway. But having that estimate in there helps give you a good idea. Now, where I live, yard sales are a lot of work for hardly any money, and I'm in the middle of nowhere. So selling stuff on eBay, even if I have an end profit of $5, $7, $3, it's more than I would get at a yard sale. The next tip is eBay will tell you when you go into your sellings listings, it will tell you if there are things that you can offer to other people at a lower discount. It will let you know if there are people looking at your items, if there are watchers on your items, and if you want to promote your item and pay extra. I never promote my item and pay extra, but sometimes I do offer discounts when I see somebody is looking at the item. I still make sure that I will make something in the end and that it is still profitable for me, but I will offer it to them, because if I can get it sold and get it out of my house, that is really my end goal. So I do offer things to some people sometimes. Now, it also has an option where you can allow offers to come to you. And I do set it up sometimes where people can offer me less. And you can put a baseline of how low you are allowing someone to offer to you. And then if they try to offer lower than that, it will tell them that they can't. But I recently sold something and allowed offers, and I got it out of my house. And I'm going to show you how I packaged that up and sent it, and how I do that process. When I sell things on eBay, I just reuse packaging. This is an old Amazon package, and I just make sure that I've torn off anything that looks like a UPC symbol. Some of them are printed right on the bags. If they are a paper bag, sometimes they are printed right on the bags. And if they are, they want you to go and mark those off with a black marker at the post office. I still reuse these, but that's what I do, and I save them and I make sure. And then I put my own name label over the top, and a lot of times my name label is just from like a sticky pad or a notepad that I have. I'll just write on the back and put it right over there. I just sold something on eBay. I'm really excited. I sold this Lakers jersey. Now, this thing may be over 30 years old. I think it is, in fact. And it has some tiny spots, as you can see on there. And I showed the picture of the spots, and I put it in the description that it had some spots on it. And these were selling spot free for like $175. So even with spots, I listed it at $26.95. Someone just made an offer of $15. I've had this for more than 30 years. I don't wear it, and it has spots on it. So they are paying postage, and I am tickled to get rid of this and get $15 for it. The last thing that I wanted to point out that you need to know is about eBay's selling fees. And then they also have taxes that they collect that are deducted from your profit. So you want to take that into consideration as well. I don't always understand quite how they charge you. I think it's based on how much your item is. They take a percentage, but they also will charge tax. So you don't have to worry about collecting that. And then at the end of the year, if you've sold more than $600 worth of items, that can be taxable. So you also want to keep that in mind. I know they just recently started that in the last few years, and some people are not too happy about that, including me, because these are items I already owned. So why should I then have to pay taxes on items that I've sold? I mean, this is like selling it at a yard sale, only if you sell it on a platform, it can be taxed if it's over $600. Now let's take a look at some of those collections that I am struggling with. This is why you don't want to collect things. I have been given all of these lighthouses over the years, and I think I have all of them in one place, but I would not swear to it. I have some, as you see, are duplicates. I used these as bookends at one time. And I have some that are a water fountain. I have a few of those. Here's another one. And I have some that you put the light in the back of them for a village scenery type of thing around Christmas time. Another water fountain. Now these here have lights that go in the back of them around Christmas time. I do like to set up a village, so I do want to keep the ones that are like that. Here is another water fountain. Here is a clock. Look at all of this stuff. I'm in one of my storage buildings right now, trying to put all of them in one place so I can make some decisions. Now, selling this stuff online, unless somebody's picking it up or I'm meeting them, it really doesn't work because I have had bad experiences of shipping things to my niece that got crushed, even though I thought I had them packaged really well. So I have to make some decisions about these. Let me know what you would do. And here is my Christmas village. I've got a little police station here. I'm not sure where the top is. It may be in one of these totes, or I may have it mixed up on one of these other houses. These all came from Dollar General back in the day when they were $5. You could not replace these now. And I absolutely love them, and I love putting them up around Christmas time. Then I have this little house here with a little chimney hole, or you can put a light in the back. A bunch of these all can put, in fact, I think all of these, you can put a light in the back with the cord. Here is the little tree wreaths where you can buy your Christmas tree. Little house. Well, no, maybe a church. It has a, oh, it says it's a train station. It's a train station. Here's another little house here. Again, I don't know where one of those is. I have 5 totes of Christmas stuff, so it could be lost in the bottom. These are some of the things I want to keep. I know I want to keep. And then this service station, I don't think this goes on here. It looks like it probably goes somewhere else. A little church there. A toy shop. These are all so adorable. And like I said, I just love these and you can't replace them. There's the library. In fact, I think this top, no, it doesn't fit. So I guess it doesn't go in the library. Maybe that is the one that goes there. And that is not chipped. That's made to look like snow. And then we've got these little tunnels that are so cute. They also light up when you put a light in them. And I have little ceramic people, little ceramic walking bridges. This is a schoolhouse. I have, I have Santa's workshop, which Santa is in there and he lights up as well. So this is my village and I don't want to part with this. I also have this lovely fireplace with mantle. It also can have a light in the back and light up. And I have 2 of these. And I thought about getting rid of the second one, but again, I don't want to ship it and get it broken. But they just don't make these anymore, let alone make them for sale for $5. And then this happens. You want to declutter, but this works, and it's so darn cute. Let's see what didn't make the cut. I found these 2 cute little wall hangings for a kid's room that have these cute little hangers on the back. So those will be getting donated. I also have this tiny little planter. It will be going. I have this scary looking, I don't know, maybe it's a duck or something for autumn. It's going to be going. I have some lighthouses that did not make the cut. They will be going, as well as this Scooby-Doo framed art, some tiny little glass mugs, and I have some necklaces, some earrings, a keychain, and a bunch of earrings and little angels that I put on a sheet and hooked them on the back so that they will be easy for the donation place to sell. So those are the items I am donating this week. While I was decluttering, I found these little hearts. They used to be hooked together with some gunny sack rope and you could hang them on your door. But I took them apart because the rope was falling apart and I thought, how cute would these look just putting them up here in the corners of my inventory board here on the back porch. So I think I'm going to keep them and have my husband put them up there to brighten up my board. When we're decluttering, sometimes we find things and we can decorate our homes with them and reuse them, repurpose them, and make something new in our home. And it's kind of exciting. I also found some more Christmas cards that were stained. The envelopes were ruined. And so I took them apart, cut them into pieces, and made some more name tags. Now, some of these are kind of dark to write on the to and from, so I think I'm going to pick up a cheap little marker that writes silver and use it on those name tags, and that will really elevate the name tag to use silver for Christmas. Thank you for hanging out with me today while I sorted and looked for some things to sell, shipped some items, and donated some more. I hope you found this video entertaining and helpful. If you did, give me a thumbs up, maybe even consider hyping the video where when you hit like on your mobile device, you can swipe and also hype to give extra points to push my video out there. Thank you for watching today. I always appreciate the time you spend with me, and I hope you'll join me for another video.